Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. As you can see, we have a new setup. So I am now at my house. I no longer am in the office, so the videos will look a little bit different, but hopefully the quality will remain the same and not too much will be different for y'all that are watching on YouTube. But with that being said, if you see all these lovely people here on the side of the screen, I do still stream on Twitch at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time pretty much every single weekday. So if you're ever bored around that time, I would love to have you, so feel free to join us, alrighty? Today we are going to be kind of talking about a topic that I have been thinking about a lot, and it's been something, it's like I have these thoughts about it, and I don't know how to really put it into words. I'm going to try my best to do that in this video. I'm going to try my best to explain how I'm feeling, but it's one of those things where I feel strong opinions and strong feelings, but it doesn't mean that I have answers, which is a little frustrating, but I think it's for good reason that I don't have answers. But today we're going to be talking about how I feel about the obesity epidemic in America and in the world. So while we get into that, I do want to share, this is from my most recent Instagram post, at least of recording this video. And this is something I just kind of wanted to share what I wrote here because I kind of talk about it a little bit and then I want to go a little bit further. So it's just a, classic before and after, nothing super special. I'm wearing the same shirt actually, but it says 10 years separate these photos. So that is true. This is when I was around 19 to 20 years old. And I am now almost 30 in November, right? So about 10 years between these pictures right here. I have been able to keep my weight off for 10 years, which this is obviously something that not a lot of people are able to do. If you are on the internet a lot right now, you will see that there's a lot of people that claim that you cannot lose weight for 5 years. And it's sad because there is a massive amount of people that do lose a lot of weight and they don't keep it off, right? Which I hate, and it makes me very sad, but we'll get into that. And so I'll say there are some people out there that will say it's basically impossible to do what I've done. And truthfully, I understand where they're coming from. I think that this is where a lot of people might disagree with me, right? Because there are a lot of people that have done what I've done, that have lost weight and kept it off. And because they have done it themselves, they think everyone should be able to do this. I don't agree with that fully. And I will try and explain that a little bit later. And I think there are reasons why it might be more difficult for someone to lose the weight and keep it off for that amount of time, right? We have spent many years as a nation focusing on quick fixes and miracle cures to the weight epidemic. And I think that this is a really, 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 really big reason, and I think one of the biggest reasons why so many people struggle to lose weight and keep it off, okay? Losing weight is, I know I used to say it's half the battle. Now I think it's even less than that. And I don't want that to sound disheartening to anyone that might have to go on a weight loss journey. I don't want you to feel like this is the easy part. But if I am being honest, if we look at the numbers, just losing the weight, sadly, is the easy part. It is, right? Keeping the weight off is what so many people struggle with. And I think a very big reason for that is because so many of us have tried and done these very extreme, it doesn't even have to be that extreme, but diets that are not sustainable. Whether you're talking about keto, whether you're talking about paleo, whether you're talking about you went vegan to lose weight, which again, I know people are like, it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. Okay, I'm not trying to attack vegans here, right? But so many people will do things that are very, very, very intense because they want to lose weight. And those things, they do work. They do work, but they don't work long term. All of these things will get you to lose weight. Will they help you keep that weight off? And for a lot of people, the answer is no. And I think that this is a really, 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 really important piece of the puzzle because so many people talk about there's so many fat people, people need to stop being fat. And then we focus on lose weight, just whatever you can do, lose weight, no matter what it takes, lose weight. But that's wrong, in my opinion. It shouldn't be just lose weight no matter what it takes. Because the fact of the matter is, people don't have a problem with losing weight. We can do it. Clearly, right? We have a problem with keeping the weight off. Why is that? And that's what I want to talk about, right? And so I go on to say, I think it's time we start focusing on more than just fat people, lazy, and eat too much. This is one that I know a lot of people disagree with me on because it goes into the whole argument of personal responsibility versus talking about systems and systematic things. You know, I'm not trying to turn this into some lecture. I'm not an expert. I do have a PhD in YouTube, but that's all, right? And so I'm not going to sit here and say I have the answers. I don't. But I think it's clear if we are to think about, and we think about the fact that we have tried for so many years now telling people, just eat less, just move more, just eat less, just move more. I think if that was the answer, okay, and this is where I'm just saying I think, because I don't know, I don't have the answers, but I think if that was the answer, we would have solved it by now. Because if that was the answer, we have given that prescription to many people. Eat less, move more, stop being lazy, figure it out. That's clearly not working for a lot of people. Hey, I was able to do it, right? So if it's like, oh, if I was able to do it, everyone should do it, right? Maybe not. Maybe it's not that simple. And it's been very hard for me personally to take myself out of the equation and think about, okay, why was this able to work for me and not for other people? And trust me, it is a really good feeling trying to just say, oh, I am just different. I'm built different, right? I'm just better. I am just more disciplined. I have more whatever. And these people just are not as good as me. That's how a lot of people think, if I'm being completely honest. And it's a nice feeling to want to feel that way, right? Because it makes you feel superior to other people. And who doesn't love feeling more superior than other people? And a lot of people will say, not me. Trust me, it is a very normal human thing to want to feel superior, right? So I don't think it's that simple. I'm very happy and I am so stoked that I have been able to do what I have been able to do. But at the end of the day, I don't want it to just be a few % of people that have been able to do what I have been able to do. I want the most amount of people to have the success that I've had. That's what I want. That's what, at the end of the day, that's the kind of content that I want to make. And that's what I'm trying to, figure out. Again, this is obviously a very big issue. And I don't think, even though I do have a PhD in YouTube, that I am the person that's going to solve all these issues. But I do think talking about it is something that is interesting to me. Okay. So I go on to say, I don't have all the answers, but I know that what we have been doing is not working. I said, I want people to be successful. That is my goal. This is why this page exists. I believe in you. It's very tough, and I wish I could help more. Stay strong, right? And so the reason I made that post is because this is something that is very, very near and dear to my heart. I have been making weight loss content for a long time now, right? Since 2014, I believe, is when I put my first video up on my YouTube channel. And even before that, when I started making posts on Instagram. This has been something that I have done for a really long time. I lost my weight 10 years ago. I'm not trying to lose weight anymore. I understand I cannot serve the people that are trying to lose weight the same way that I was able to serve them when I was losing weight or when I had just lost the weight, when it was very new to me, right? This is no longer new to me. I've been doing this for a very long time, and I am trying to find ways that I can better serve and better understand why people feel like I am built different, right? Why people feel like there is anything special about me. Because I have this internal struggle where if you know me in person or if you're at the streams often, you will know I struggle with imposter syndrome to the max. I do not understand and do not believe that I am special at all. I think that I am any negative thought you can think of. That's how I feel. That's how I view myself, if I'm being completely honest. Okay. And so I really struggle when people tell me, good job. You're amazing. You've done such an awesome job. I'm so proud of you. And I'm like, why? Right? I want to understand why I have been able to be successful, not because I want to pat myself on the back, not because I want to say, oh, I'm so much better than these people. How can I understand what has worked for me so I can help other people find what will work for them? And I think it's really important, and I have gotten to a point now where I think I understand that just because something worked well for me that doesn't mean that it's going to work, for someone else. I do believe that. Another thing that I think is important is to look at the systemic things that are going on. Understand that not everyone is in the same position. We're not starting from the same position. We're just not, right? Like if you grew up really, really poor, like it's going to be harder for you than someone that wasn't really poor if you're trying to lose weight. It just is, right? I didn't have access to a lot of stuff. It was really, really difficult for me. Like buying food, I didn't really have access. So I was really lucky that my parents, my mom, and the people around me were very supportive. But I know it would have been really, really hard if the people around me weren't supportive and I was in the financial situation that I was when I decided to lose weight. Because I had everyone around me want to help me. They wanted to see me succeed. And there are a lot of people that came from the same socioeconomic background that I did. If you don't know, I grew up very, very poor. I was taken away from my mom when I was really young. Like, I did not have a lot of what other people will have. And of course, my life was not as bad as some other people's lives, right? But that's the situation that I came from, okay? And so I didn't have a lot of access to a lot of stuff. But I did have people in my life that wanted to help me. And so I understand that not everyone is coming from that situation. They might have been just as poor, if not more poor than me. And their family didn't want to help. They didn't care. Like, whatever, get over it, figure it out, right? And so that's just a small part of so much more. There's so much more. You can look into food deserts. You can look into so much stuff that explains why so many people are obese now. And I want to figure out, how can we help this situation? Because I am at a point now where I don't think it's only personal responsibility and just you need to start eating less. But I don't think it's not that as well. Okay? What do I mean by that? Is that so many people, I think when you start talking about the systemic issues that are going on, the systemic things that are plaguing, our society, people will be like, well, you're not taking any personal responsibility. No. I think at the end of the day, regardless, and this is important, of how much change we have in the systems, how much we change for whatever thing, if the person is not willing to put in the work, none of it matters, right? So I do think that teaching people all of the things that I talk about, and I'm not going to stop talking about on my channel when it comes to losing weight, when it comes to being in a deficit, understanding total daily energy expenditure, finding out foods that are lower in calories than maybe you thought that trail mix was a great thing, and then you realize, oh my God, there's, all of those little tips and tricks are important, because once you take that personal responsibility, it will be, it is important. You need that personal responsibility if you are going to go and lose weight and decide to make that change. But I think it's important to also understand that we have tried to say, just lose weight, just eat less, just move more for many years now, and it's clearly not working. And so I just want to see change. I want to see results. I want to see that number increase of how many people lose weight and keep it off. That's all I care about. Like, I don't care. At the end of the day, I don't care about any of this other stuff. Because I know what it's like to feel like the kid that grew up poor, that grew up fat, that grew up like you felt like there was literally nothing you could do and that you would never lose the weight. I know what it feels to be that kid, right? And I don't want people to feel the same way that I did. I want people to feel empowered and to feel like they know what they can do and that they have options, and there are people out there that want to help them, right? Like, there are people out there, whether it's the government, whether it's community sort of outreaches, whatever it might be, that there are people out there that want to help them, that are not just going to say, eat less, move more, right? They're going to help. They're going to put them in better positions. That's what I want. And so, I don't know. I don't know if this makes sense to a lot of you. I don't know if I explained myself. Again, like I said, I don't have the answers. I don't think that I have the answers. I just feel like this is a conversation that's really important, because I have been in a lot of situations recently where it's like people say they want to talk about the obesity issue, and then all they do is just slam fat people and say they need to stop eating as much. And I'm like, okay, yeah, clearly, if you're obese, you have to eat less calories. We have to figure that out. But that's obviously not the only answer, in my opinion, and I just want to figure it out more. I want the conversation to be more than just fat people need to eat less and they need to move more. And so that's kind of where I'm at right now. I just really wanted to have this video and explain myself and like have a video where I kind of laid out where I am mentally right now and hopefully start a conversation, or if at the very end of the day, just explain where I'm at mentally right now with this whole situation. So I would love to know what y'all think in the comment section down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know, but thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll see you next time. Peace.